Okay, hi everybody. We are going to talk about feng shui today. I know all of you have just been so interested in learning more, and there's so much to learn because it's like a 4,000-year-old art and science, and it's basically the art of placement, where your home is, where your belongings are, what you place there, what we need to remove from there. There's usually some architectural obstacles, and we learn the ways to cure them. There's pretty much a cure for everything in feng shui except for what my teacher, Carol Cannon, I'll tell you about her in a second, talked about biobiology and electromagnetic currents, and if you have them running into your house or you're next to some kind of electrical plant, you can't really fix that. You have to move. So there are things, you can get in touch with her. I'm going to leave her link below because she's going to do two things. She has a website, a feng shui website, and she is brilliant at reading floor plans. So whereas I consider myself to be an intuitive feng shui consultant, I can go in to your home and feel where the energy is stuck, and usually I find something. I'm also really good at the art of it and aesthetics, but when I look at floor plans, it's a bit, you know, if they're not a rectangle or a square, or if they have more than a missing piece, it gets to be a little complicated, and she's excellent at it. So if you have confusing floor plan, then you can contact her and get a consultation with her. Her name is Carol Cannon, and I studied with her in 1997, maybe just a couple months after finding feng shui. A friend of mine had handed me the book called The Western Guide to Feng Shui by Catherine Collins, and I devoured the book. I basically just went through it, running around my home, trying to find out where's my love area, where's my career area, where's this, and I found out so many things, and I was in love. So I signed up for her class, and I learned so much more. Eventually, my friend Shirlise and I did a little business called Heaven and Earth, and with our intuition and our newfound skills, we were able to see so much that when we went into somebody's home, that it's almost overwhelming. I must tell you that I do not put on my feng shui eyes when I go into people's homes, because it is kind of invasive if you do that. You can see so much. So I just go and enjoy someone's home, and only when asked to put them on do I do that. So I studied, and I have actually my original book from 1997. I saved it because there's so much amazing information. There's metaphysical things that you can do to cure your home, tracing the 9 stars and this thing and that thing. What really appeals to me, besides decluttering your home to start making room for the chi, the energy to flow, is to really start paying attention to how to place the map over your home. So this is the bagua, and for example, over here is love and partnership, and over here is abundance, and down all the different baguas are basically separated into 9 different sections, and you can place this over your home when standing at your front door. It doesn't matter whether it's the front of your property, the front door to your home, the front door to your bedroom, or any other room, or even your desk, or even your car. The bagua can be placed anywhere. And this particular practice of feng shui, the school of feng shui, was brought to us by Professor Lin Yan. I went to go study with him for a little teeny bit, and I became a disciple of his. I got touched on the head by him, and it was amazing. So he brought it to us in the West because it's a way to marry traditional Chinese feng shui with what would be easy for us to do here, in a way that it could be palatable to us, and also with the knowledge that we don't always get to live with our home placed perfectly in front of a river with a mountain behind us. We're in apartments, we're in duplexes, we're in homes that are oddly placed. It's just the way that it is. So he's given us ways of applying it for us. So Catherine Collins, when she wrote that book, is following his school of feng shui. There's the Compass School of Feng Shui. There's different ones, but that's the one that I found to be resonating with me the most. Oh, there's a little picture I drew of, when I take notes in class, if I draw pictures, it helps me to remember. There's Professor Lin Yan. There's some drawings that I did. That was an abundance cure where you place a red cloth underneath with a mirror, and ridding ourselves of bad chi He taught us mudras. I'm thinking of doing some kind of course here for intuitive feng shui, so we can, you know, get the basics. And then if you need more help, you can get help from Carol. But I'm going to give you the premise. Basically, is that the areas of our home pertain to the areas of our lives. And when we take care of those areas of our home, we know that we've taken care of ourselves. So for example, if we place a beautiful, cherished vase, an empty vase in our wealth area, and maybe it has the color purple, maybe we place something really cherished to us, something precious to us, something valuable to us, then we know when we look in that corner, when those things are speaking to us, whether we're paying attention or not, we have a feeling, I took care of myself. In the same way that you drink your smoothie in the morning, or you do your meditation, or you do your yoga, or you take that walk on the beach, or you rebrown, you're like, I did that today, that is good. So there's nowhere to hide in feng shui. There is no drawer, no closet, no garage, and no attic that doesn't count. Everywhere counts. So that's why I've been talking about decluttering so much, because when we're weighed down with things that speak to us of weight, of too much clutter, of making us feel poor, or making us, and they can make us feel poor just by the mere fact that we're holding on to them, saying, I don't know when I'll be able to afford that again. I don't need it now, but what if I need it? And that's basically saying I'm not an abundant character. So we have that premise. We have the clutter that's weighing us down. It's stopping the chi from flowing freely. I wrote a little book called Free the Chi for children, which maybe one day I'll read to you. It's the premise that we need to have air and light and chi moving freely, and that the placement of our furniture, when we sit in it, gives us the vantage point from the PowerPoint of our room. For example, my desk over there is facing the two doors, so that when I'm working, I'm aware of who's coming in the door. If I have my back to the door, we have a little bit of feeling, we may be aware of it or not, like who's gonna come in and surprise us? How can we work freely? And what if somebody does? Then we're gonna get mad at them. So it's giving us, like, the Godfather in a restaurant would sit, you know, the mob boss would sit in the back corner, so he had a view of the entire room. Nobody could stab him in the back. So that's just a basic premise of feng shui. We don't want oppressive beams over our head. There's ways we can lighten them. I'm gonna list a series of issues that I can just rattle off. Sha energy is when a corner of a wall to where two walls meet, or a piece of furniture, that corner is pointing sha, negative energy, towards the person sitting there. So rounded edges are best. If we can't do that, then we place a plant to soften the edge, or a crystal, a feng shui, the real crystal, like a faceted crystal. You could get it on a fengshuiwarehouse.com, and you hang it on a red string, on a 9-inch red string, increments of 9, and that you tack up at the ceiling, and you handle that sha energy. Bed placement. We wouldn't want to be, the doors right in front of me, we wouldn't want our bed to be like right there. It's like a coffin going out the window. We want to have a view of the door from our bed. There's a whole bunch of things, an enormous amount of things. There's missing pieces. If we don't have a rectangular square home, we either might having a missing piece to our home, in which case we need to do a feng shui cure, or we might have an extension, in which case we have a blessing in that particular area. I want to address the fact that not all homes are rectangular or square, and they might have what's known as a missing piece. A missing piece in an area. And a missing piece will deplete that area of your life. So if you have a missing piece in wealth, meaning these are multiple missing pieces. I want to show you like, that's a perfect example of a missing piece. You're missing a piece in your wealth area, and there's a cure for that. You might also have an extension, which if there was a piece jutting out right here, and the space of it, or right here, and if this length was longer than the piece sticking out, then you would have an extension, which is a blessing in that area of your life. So placing the bagua over your home is the most important thing. And if you can't figure it out alone, then it's important to get help so you can be sure about what you're doing. And that's where Carol can help. Sometimes it gets complicated when possible. Now that I know feng shui, I'm very good at picking homes because I like squares and rectangles. I picked a home where I actually have an extension in fame and reputation. And fame and reputation doesn't mean you're going to be famous, although it could. It means, how does the world see you? And so in that particular area, you want the color gold, and you want images of what you want to do currently, not who you used to be. How you want the world to see you. And that could be anything. And just remember that feng shui cures don't have to be visible to everybody. You can write a letter, place a picture underneath something or behind something. If you need it really powerful, make it powerful and big. And remember that all the different guas of the map of the bagua are important. So if you're concerned about your abundance area, your wealth area, it's important for you to take a look at the opposite one. This is abundance over here on your far right corner. It's important for you to take a look at helpful people and travel, because those two will affect each other. Affect each other, affect each other. The whole thing will affect each other. If you have your foot's broken, you're gonna walk a little funny, and it could eventually affect your alignment. So we want our alignment to be spot on. The areas are amazing, okay? They're all the areas of our life. There's the middle, which is health, and there's different elements. This is earth. There's different colors. There's different things you can do for each of the guas. It actually makes it really fun. When you have the map of your home, you get to go, wow, and you can see how when you put 2 red pillows in your love area, it does something. Like, it literally, you're like, ah, that makes so much sense. And it gives you, you'll see when you try it. So we have, this is partnership, mother and child, partnerships, love, fame and reputation, how the world sees you. So the colors here are red, pink, and white. The color here are red and gold, and fame and reputation. Then we have abundance, which is, I'm doing this backwards. We have abundance, the color purple, gold, expensive things, beautiful things. If our toilet is here, we definitely need to put a color or something, you know, expensive in that area and keep the toilet lid down. And all of the areas of your home also correspond to the areas of your life. So if you're having areas of your body, so if you're having some issues with your hips, you might want to take a look at your abundance area, your abdomen here. Fascinating. So this is a fun map that's going to give you how to make your home, your body, and your life better. And it works. You think it's magic, but it's somehow just taking care of ourselves, and it works. Sometimes, you know, there's amazing stories that within 3 days things happen, within 27 days, depending on how it's supposed to go. Now remember, okay, I'll finish, but I want to tell you that remember, the personal chi is important too. So if you could be working on your house every day. I did with my second marriage, and I was like, Carol, and she said it's the energy of the other person too. Like, a person's energy, it goes both ways. The home affects us, and we affect the people, the home. The people in the home affect the home. And you know that. Have you gone into, I went into my friend Tina's home, and it's love central. It's peaceful. She has a Cancer moon like I do. She'll nurture you, but she leaves you alone. It's just, it feels like a slice of heaven. Their energy, that couple, is in the home. Plus, she did beautiful things to make her home feel welcoming. She has a lot of soft chairs to sit in. It's inviting. Start taking notice of people's homes that feel good and people's homes that don't, and you can see what I mean. If there's a lot of clutter, people ask me, what do I do when my friend and these people that I know and I want to declutter their home, and I've tried and then it gets good for a while and they feel better and then it gets back. Somebody said, I know people who are just so much more comfortable outside in their backyard because their home is so cluttered. It's very, very hard for me to be in a super cluttered home. It's almost like physically, like I just won't really want to be there. Once you have the vantage point of at least one room that feels so good, you'll be on a spree to fix the rest. And it takes time and it takes energy, and it will make you realize what you are pulling into your home, what you are bringing in, because it took you so much energy to get the stuff out. In the same way that when you eat bad food, then all of a sudden you gain 10 pounds or you feel sick, and then it takes you so much effort to get back to where you were, you're more mindful about what you put in your body. So the vantage point of true health for your home and your body. So we went around, we have wealth, and this is family and friends. And there's different elements. This is the wood element. Bamboo is nice here. And so this is where, when you're standing at the door, this is the doorway. The doorway will be here, or will be here, and nowhere else. So the map goes boom, like that, from the doorway. We have health earth, we have children and creativity. That's where artwork from children would go. Metal is the element. If you want to get pregnant, if you want to be creative, which we all need to be creative, it doesn't matter if we're business or we're painters, attorneys or musicians, or we need to be creative. And then we have, this is one of my favorites because it's helpful people in travel, and many of us like to travel, but all of us want helpful people in our lives. We want somebody to help us take out the trash, or a handyman to say, yes, I could fix that, no problem, and it won't be expensive, or a job opportunity. This is where somebody would say, yes, you have that job. Yes, I want to invest in your company. So this is the area you would picture those current things, what you have going on, even to the point where you could write a little note saying, wow, this person said yes. And travel, postcards of travel. And we have career at the bottom here, and the color is black like a river, river stones, a black mat at your door. This is your career. We all know what that means. Oftentimes when I was in Florida, this piece would be missing, which is really interesting in the homes in Florida because a lot of people go there to retire. And this one is a lovely one as well. It's knowledge and self-cultivation. It's what we're studying currently. Current books, current interests go here. The zenith, the top of the mountain, standing at the top of the mountain, wisdom. So all of this is just, the colors are important to use, the elements in your home. It's important to have all the different elements. Fire, symbolized by gold, triangles, red, candles, lights, animal, feathers. It's important to have earth, you know, terracotta, earth from the earth, clay. It's important to have metal. It's important to have water. And water is a water fountain. Water is a mirror. So we want to have a balance of all those things. Have you ever walked into someone's home? I recently went to a restaurant in Encinitas, and it was wood. It was just too much wood. Wood floor, wood chairs, wood tables. Plants are wood. It was just wood everywhere. And so they needed some fire. They needed some red. They need some gold. They need some metal. There was some water, large windows, glass windows are water. So I hope this entices you to at least get started, get the book. It's very easy to follow, The Western Guide to Feng Shui. If you need help with your floor plan, contact Carol Cannon. She's lovely, extremely knowledgeable. And then you can have fun with it. I think once you know where the areas of your home, you can be intuitive with your own self. You can make your own cures. You can be on the search for an image of two people for your love area. If you are single and you don't want to be single, you don't want to have a picture of yourself alone, you don't want to have paintings of women alone all over the place, two, right? If you're in a love triangle, you might find out that you have 3 of something in an area. If you are not having a significant relationship and you want one, you might want to consider 2 nightstands. I think Carol said this, instead of 1 night stands. 1 night stand, we want to have equal place for both people, we want to make our homes inviting. And this is the premise of feng shui to me, because even if you say to me, no one's coming to my home, it doesn't matter. It's how you step out into the world. So when you step out into the world as a woman or a man who can find their socks, and they go out like, everything is where I am, or you know when you go out to the world that your home is a place that you could invite somebody. It doesn't need to be grand, it could be one room. But if that one room feels good, you will feel better about yourself out in the world. It is true. It's the way that it is. You have a cluttered garage, you just don't feel that good about yourself. It's always there, in the back of your mind, or in your spirit, or in your psyche, or in your aura. So especially single people, especially people who want new careers and new business. Like, you want to feel like a together person that has a clean and organized and orderly space in our homes. When things are out of order, they're unprotected. And when they're unprotected, they're not safe. They can be taken from us. So we want our homes to feel peaceful and in order. So declutter first. Learn where the bagua is in your home, and then we're going to have some fun, because I'm going to do one on love, one on wealth, and I may do a course because this is a lot of information, but for now I just wanted to get you guys started. But I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to inspire you to get started being mindful about not only what we put in our mouths, but being mindful about where we place things in our homes. As you can see, this one stool that was upstairs, if you saw the video the other day, this one was upstairs and the other one was down here. Well, now they're both together in the partnership area of my home. Both guitars are here and both stools. So you'll be able to catch yourself and go, oh my gosh, look what I put in my love area. Look what I put in my knowledge area. I have the color red and it really needs to be blue, and you switch things around and you can create magic without a lot of money. The changes don't need to be massive or expensive to be monumental. They can be tiny little changes. So on that note, everybody, get started and we'll reconvene. Get your feng shui on, definitely get your decluttering on, and most certainly get your greens on, and I will see you really soon.